How's it going today, guys? Hey, I want to talk about this so-called best legal process on the planet, which is what everyone in the USA tries to convince you that yes, you can get a lawyer and you got all these rights and a whole bunch of other crap. When in reality, the basic things, and if you think I'm lying, talk to somebody that's actually been arrested and been through the jail and all those types of things and been convicted. Ask them if these things are true or not. They're true. So no matter what you're getting charged for, the attorney that doesn't work for you, Corpus Juris Secundum Volume 7 Section 4, he doesn't work for you. The court, the public, and the client. He gives up all your rights. Okay? So on the outside, they act like they're involved in the greatest process on the planet, and your rights are so protected that no other country does this. Okay? They tell you this backwards ass bullshit. Like, for example, the people that were killed by Hitler. Go look this up. Hitler tried to give other countries, including the US, those people before he killed them. No joke. And this country acts like it was a horrible thing, and it was. But they could have prevented it. Many countries could have prevented it. They could have taken those people. But they didn't do it. But they lie to you. And they act like it's so horrible. It was horrible. But they could have prevented it. I'm just saying. It makes me mad. The lies that the system tells. Now, the reason why they lie and they get away with it is because they won't listen to your side of the story unless it's like a murder and they want you to tell on yourself. They will not listen to you about how you're innocent when whoever makes the complaint, that's right, a complaint, not a claim, whoever makes the complaint and shoots off their big fat mouth is most of the time the liar. Because if they would listen to your story and try to balance it out, you would probably win. And they wouldn't make any money. And nobody would be in prison. Okay? They will not hear your story. And they will demand that you plead not guilty in the beginning. And that's because you have to stay in honor. And they want to make you be in honor by saying that you're going to plead not guilty. They won't let you even speak. Okay? That's the first thing. The second thing is, whoever it is that made the complaint tells their story and the court says it's absolutely 100% true, so why do they need a defendant to explain anything? But if the defendant could explain things, there's probably evidence that he's not guilty and he shouldn't be there and they'd be wasting their time. So it's not about right or wrong. It's about who can make the complaint on you that's so honorable that they don't bend the grass that they walk on. And that's the police. If the police show up and they say you did it, and they're looking right at you, and they know damn well that it's not true, they don't get fired for it. They go on, they do an affidavit, they put it on to the prosecutor, the prosecutor then rewrites it because he's probably valedictorian of his class and he's really, really educated and he's the biggest snake in the courthouse. So he rewrites it, and then you don't object because they don't show it to you, and then he takes it to the judge with an order for your arrest for them to start a case because you didn't respond. That's sorcery. That's trickery. Because that's bullshit. But they get everybody that way. So then they beat you down and they beat you down, they beat you down, they make you go to court. And probably you don't have that much money to keep going to court. I know it's crazy as hell, but even $10 for gas can break some people. People are poor for the most part. and the people they attack are poor people. Poor people are more likely to get attacked than someone that's wearing a suit. I'm just saying. So the ins and outs of these things are completely against what they portray, what they put out in the public, that they're such nice people and they're very honorable and they do the right thing, and you're such a criminal that you always do the wrong thing. But then they wrote the report up that you were lying and that they caught you when they didn't even see you do anything. You know, they're liars. Things that appear like you might have did it, but honestly you didn't do it. So they don't care. If they write it up and you don't respond properly, then you're 100% guilty, even if you're not guilty. So they'll tell you to plead not guilty because you're begging the court to take your not guilty plea. It's a backwards trick by the system. What if you wanted to go in there and say, hey, I didn't do it and I want to explain why? You know, they won't let you do it. They won't let you tell them because your attorney has to speak for you. He's an intermediary type person. Okay? And he's never going to explain because you couldn't never tell him the truth. Okay? So then, as it goes through, they're going to get you to go to a pretrial, and all that is a sucker game. It gives them permission to be in the courtroom, and you didn't object to them being into the courtroom because they rented that room. They're not government. They're not officials. They just carry badges and guns and they work for the court. That's it. They're not over the man or anything like that. But they assume that they are and that you're going to believe they're the boss. And if you believe they're the boss and you're a U.S. citizen, then you're enslaved. And they can torture you. They can make you come back to court all the time that cost you money, and then you can't eat. Not everybody has a lot of money or everybody has a good job. There's people that barely get by, you know. So the lawyers won't hear your story before, during, or after. And then when you argue and argue and argue and you say, I didn't do it, then they're going to make you go to trial. No, you cannot plead guilty. You cannot plead not guilty. You cannot do it. It's impossible. Right before trial, you cannot say, I'm not guilty. I don't need a trial. I know I'm innocent. You can't do it. It's impossible. They're going to make you go in there to the dog and pony show, and they're going to bring people in there, and they're going to ask them questions, and they're going to answer, and it's perfectly okay if they say you're the thief, if you're the robber, without ever swearing to anything. They cannot get in trouble for going in there because the prosecutor weaves this web of deception, and he's very, very educated, and he will tell them, he will ask them certain questions that make you look 100% guilty. And for the dum-dums in the jury boxes that never even got a speeding ticket in their life, believe the garbage that the system is the best system on the planet. It's reverse psychology, it's programming, it's lies, it's bizarre how they've turned the tables on you and everybody around them believes they're telling the truth, and they have manipulated your mind and they've stressed you so bad that you will not tell the truth before sentencing when they say, do you have anything to say before I sentence you? There's the golden opportunity, folks, for you to tell the truth. And what do people do? I'm sorry, I should have never did it. Even though you didn't do a damn thing, you'll still say you did it. Guaranteed. Because you've been manipulated. You've had the reverse psychology hocus pocus bullshit played on you, and you feel like you can never win. And by the time they give you opportunity to speak and to stand up as a man or a woman, because sitting down you're dead, because you were killed on the birth certificate with the footprints, if that makes sense. It's really unreal how you have a perfect opportunity to go home free, but they've shocked the very core of your mind, body, and soul, and you will not deny it at that point, because it's been a 9-inning baseball game and you've got your ass kicked all 9 innings. Why should you ever tell the truth at the end when they allow you to speak? Well, I hope you're understanding what I'm trying to say, because that's sorcery. That's black magic. That's all of the horse shit you ever heard your whole life, but it's absolutely 100% true. I have been present in the courtroom twice because people had the kahunas to do it, where they told the judge the truth and they went home free without being convicted. They let them go. 100% fact. I've seen it, done it, and lived it with my own relatives and friends. They've won. No matter what it was, they let them go. So that's the message I have for you at this point. Hopefully you can understand the things that I'm telling you. Hopefully you never have to understand it. Hopefully you never have to go through it. But stay away from the police. Stay away from the criminals. Stay away from anybody trying to do anything that isn't right and honorable. I'm just saying, for a friend. We'll talk to you soon.